Hello guys, welcome back to Beyond the Realms, and today I have a review for the latest release from Arrow Video. This came out on the 24th. It is entitled Wake Up and Kill, and here is from the press release. That is the cover of it. This is an Italian film. It is in subtitles. So for those of you that do not like subtitles, you might not like this. But this is being released on Blu-ray and DVD. It came out in 1966, and it tells a story of a man named Luciano Lutrig, or Lutring. He is a jewelry thief. And, going into this film, I wasn't sure how I was going to like it. From Arrow Video, I tend to like the horror movie releases. That is why I like Arrow Video a lot. So, going into this knowing it's not a horror film, I was a little leery on it. But guys, honestly, this was a pleasant surprise. This is a crime drama, I guess is the best way to describe it. Luciano, he starts out as a small-time thief. He sees jewelry and he steals it and he takes it. And he's got this woman named Yvonne that he falls in love with. She is this singer, very beautiful woman. And she eventually finds out what he's doing, and she's in love with him. She wants to marry him, but the only way she wants to marry him is if he agrees to stop his thieving ways, which he says, yes, I will. And of course he doesn't. And he ends up getting more drawn into the crime world, and he ends up getting in with these big crime lords that go on these big crime sprees. Like, they plan out these big crime sprees that happen, where they're like they're really gonna plan these out. They're gonna rob these jewelry stores for millions of dollars worth the jewelry, which is leer, I guess you could say. Excuse me for not knowing the terminology, but anyway, this is based on a true story that happened in the 60s in Italy. And from this press release, it says that the shooting of this film began just a mere matter of months after Luciano was eventually caught. He had more than 100 armed robberies in Italy and the French Riviera before he was captured. And this film, tells the story of everything, of how this came to be. The love story between Luciano and Yvonne is very complex in this, actually. I was really surprised at how complex the story ended up being. She really loves him, but knows he's doing wrong. So, all along she's trying to convince him to stop. And once she realizes she's not going to be able to, which turns out to be very quickly, she starts working with private investigators and the police, and she's trying to get him caught, but she doesn't want him killed because she realizes, if he gets caught, he's going to have to serve time, but she's willing to stick by his side through his conviction and be with him afterwards. She's telling him, like, he's facing 10 years originally, and she's saying, hey, just do your time, get it over with, and then we can be together and have a regular life, like she originally wanted to have. But Luciano just cannot give it up. I mean, it becomes a point, it gets to a point where it's not even about the jewelry or the money. It's just the thrill for him, I think, is what it is. And he just keeps going with it and going with it as the movie goes along. And it's pretty amazing how many times he's almost caught but ends up getting away. And with this only being a couple months removed from when he was actually caught, I wonder how many things they found out afterwards that would possibly change this story. I don't know. I mean, it's possible it's dead on. Maybe it's totally wrong. I don't know, but with it only being a couple months removed from when he was actually caught, I just wonder how much of this story would actually change if they would have waited a couple years to do it. But it's a very interesting story, guys. I mean, if you're into crime dramas, this is definitely one to check out, and especially if you don't mind subtitles also, because like I said, I know some people just do not like movies with subtitles, and I think that's a shame because you miss out on a lot of good films, and this is a prime example of that, guys. This is a very, very good crime drama. I really enjoyed this one a whole lot. The guy that plays Luciano, he apparently had a lot of success with a French television show, The Adventures of Robinson Crusoe. His name is Robert Hoffman, and he did a really good job. The woman that played Yvonne did a really good job. Actually, the entire cast that was on the screen, that was presented for the story, did a really good job. I thought all of them did. It was a very believable story. The one downside I would say of this, right here it says the runtime's 102 minutes. But actually, this movie comes in at a little over 2 hours long. And honestly, it kind of got to a point where I thought it was a little bit too long. I know they're telling a true story, and it's real life, so they have to tell all the parts that they knew at the time. But it felt like once it got to like an hour and 40 minutes or so, hour and 45 minutes, it started feeling like, okay, let's get along with it. Like it just, the pacing was off just slightly at the end. But with that said, the movie does move along generally at a really good pace. Like it's never slow. There's constantly something happening to move the story along. But I really enjoyed this one a lot, guys. I think a lot of you would really enjoy this. Like I said, if you're into crime type movies, robbery, the Catch Me If You Can type stories, this is definitely one to check out, guys. It's awesome that it's got this release, especially from Arrow, because the way they do all their releases is always really good. But yeah, I mean, that is the cover right there. This is available right now through MVD Entertainment and other locations. I'll put the link right here below where you can pick it up now. But that's pretty much it, guys. It does have a brand new 2K restoration. The bonus materials, it doesn't have a lot. Theatrical trailer, which I don't know why that's counted as bonus material, but it does have English subtitles, of course, because it is in Italian. Let's see here. A reversible sleeve, but not a lot in the way of extras. And also I got to mention Ennio Morricone, which several of you are going to know, the famous composer. He does the score to this, which is really awesome. It was really, really good. But guys, I highly enjoyed this film, and I definitely recommend checking it out. I'll give this film an 8 out of 10. I think if it would have been just a little bit shorter, it would have been almost a damn near perfect film for a crime film. I mean, it's just really, really good and enjoyable, and I really liked it a lot. So, guys, that is Wake Up and Kill, which I looked this up on IMDb from not knowing much about it, and the alternate title is Wake Up and Die. So, I mean, some of these Italian films, when they come over here, the names, there's several different names. So, Wake Up and Die, but this version is Wake Up and Kill. So that is it for this review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and check this out. Take care, guys. Later.